Good morning, everyone. I am a few minutes early this morning. That's going to shock you all. It is just 5 to 9 this morning, and I thought I would hop on a few minutes early. And I have got some awesome ideas for this amazing background stamp that I'm going to show you today. Let's just see here. Okay, looks like I am up and running where I need to be. So good morning, everyone, and yeah, happy Sunday. It is a nice and beautiful sunny day in Victoria, BC. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny fall day, and I want to welcome you to Sue's Paper Creations, and we are going to be working with color with our Fragrant Forest stamp today. So I'm pretty excited about sharing with you a couple different ways in which you can actually ink up this huge stamp to get some beautiful effects. We're going to play around with it a bit today, and I hope if you've got some beautiful background stamps that you can try this on those other stamps as well. So I'm just going to see who is popping on here this morning. Good morning, Christine, Donna, and let's see here. See who else is popping in. This is great. So for this morning, it is going to be a little bit of a quicker video. We're not going to do quite an hour this morning. I am pretty excited. I just got a phone call, and I will be picking up. Lance is ready to head home. He has had his hip replacement done, and they're ready for me to come and get him this morning. So I'm pretty excited to go and pick him up and bring him back and start the recovery process with him. So we're going to be just inking up our stamps this morning, and I'm going to show you all the finished beautiful cards. I will post them so you can check out the results, but I really wanted to teach you, I guess, in a way this morning for our step up. We've got, oh, good morning, Jen. Jolie, Gail, hello everyone, Judy. I guess this morning is going to be more of a kind of a step up with how you can use some colors and some techniques to create different looks for your cards. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pop it down to my workspace. So if you have not come across my channel before, my name is Sue Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Victoria, BC, and I just love hopping on, giving you guys some ideas, some inspiration that you can check out so you can get crafty and creative in your own workspace and come up with some new ideas. Okay, so we're going to pop down to my workstation, and we are going to get crafting this morning. We are going to pull out the inks, and it's going to get a little messy in an inky way, but in a good way. Okay, so good morning, Mary Ann. So we have got this big, beautiful evergreen stamp set that is in the mini catalog. We actually have two big stamp sets. I'm going to play around with the Graceful Deer at some point as well. But we have got both of these that are beautiful, and they do like a full card front. So I just want to share with you some ideas, because you might think, okay, that's great, but how can I dress up just a big stamp like this to get different looks? Well, you have come to the right moment to learn that. So we're going to take this beautiful stamp, which I've already got mounted on. Look at it. Look at the detail. So pretty. I have got it mounted on my largest block. Now, just having a look at this right now, it makes me think of yet another idea that would be beautiful, which would just be a gorgeous black and white detailed card that's all framed in. So I might have to do that one as well, and stamp it and post that one separately for you to check it out. So the more I kind of look at the stamp, the more ideas come to mind. But we're going to start off with just using some beautiful shaded spruce, which is a gorgeous green, and I'm going to ink up the whole surface of this big stamp. Okay, now for these big stamps, it is always best to actually press your ink. Let's see if I can get it going here. I didn't re-ink this, so it might take a minute. To press your ink onto these big stamps rather than trying to have your ink pad open and try and get it covered by doing it the opposite way. So I find this the easiest way to apply my ink to the stamp. Okay, and I'm going to go over it. I want to make sure that this is really covered. This is also the first time that I am actually inking this stamp up. So I want to take a couple extra minutes to really ink this up. In the meantime, let's see what else I can let you know about. Oh my goodness. So you may have seen I've been doing a little bit of prep for November's class. Wow, I was having a lot of fun. I was on a roll and decided to just go for it and get a ton of prep done in one day. And I'm just waiting for another. I'm just going to place a piece of white paper in there. I'm waiting for another batch of my pattern papers to come in. And then I'm going to be ready to start shipping out November's card kits by, mid-October. I'm pretty excited. Good morning, Shirley. So for this stamp, you can see that I have got a piece of smaller paper. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I have placed it right in the middle here of my stamp, and I want to make sure that I'm getting some good coverage. So I folded up my grid paper here. You could use a scrap piece, and I'm just making it, just give it a little press, rub it around here, make sure I'm going to get a nice clear image for this. Okay, now I'm going to open it up and look at that gorgeous, gorgeous detailed stamp. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Hello, Carmen and Leah. Welcome. So that is just what the stamp looks like when you stamp it in one color. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's just so beautiful and detailed. So that is the shaded spruce. But we are not going to leave it at that. So for today, I'm going to show you 3 different ways in which you can ink this up. Okay, I guess in a way kind of different. We're going to go with a multi-shaded one, and we're going to block off different areas of the stamp. So let me just pull in. I've got a wipe here. I'm going to quickly just wipe this down just a little bit. Get some of this green off. I can tell I'm going to end up with some green fingers, I think, today. So let's just give this a wipe. And then we're going to change it up, and we are going to use a few different colors to stamp this up, but in different ways. So I don't know if any of you have tried using a different, like a baby wipe or some sort of wipe, and making a multicolored ink pad. Well, I was thinking about that technique, and the fact that with this particular big stamp, it's hard to do that because you can't very well, take this and try and press it over an ink pad that you use. So I'm going to try inking it for fall in a different way, but first I thought I would just try using some different colors to see how it would look, to get kind of like a blocked out type of forest here. So I'm going to start with my shaded spruce, which we used before, and I'm going to go in and I am going to block out the 3 different areas because this stamp is pretty cool in that there's 3 different areas in which you have these gorgeous trees. So we're going to start, and we're now going to block it off with 3 different colors, and we're going to see what this looks like. Okay. All right, so we've got 1. Now I'm going to have some additional wipes ready to go because I want to make sure that, of course, I don't get any of this color into this area. There we go. So I've got my shaded spruce all ready to go. Now I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to do, I think, maybe a little bit of Old Olive up here. And we're going to do 3 different shades of trees. Okay, so there is, this is going to look so pretty. So there is our Old Olive up at the top. And then we're going to take, and we're going to do more like a blue kind of spruce down here. And we are going to do some Misty Moonlight. Okay. Let's see what this is going to look like. I think it's going to look amazing. What do you think? I think so. It is a huge stamp, isn't it? It is one of our big, huge background stamps. So I'm going to just quickly add a little bit more on here. Okay. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like. Okay. Then I'm going to give you some hints on how I'm going to finish these off, because I'm not going to finish off the full cards today. If you're just tuning in, whoop, hold on, I got to make sure I put this down nice. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to be heading off in a little bit and picking up Lance as he's had his hip replacement done. And I just got a phone call saying I get to go and pick him up and bring him home. So like I was saying earlier, I'm excited to get that recovery going and just get him home. He's would rather, of course, be at home to recover. So I'm excited to bring him home here. Okay. But first I wanted to show you, oh my goodness, the different looks of this stamp. Okay, I'm excited to see this one. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So that is 3 different shades. We have got our Misty Moonlight, we've got our Shaded Spruce, and we have got our Old Olive. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. Okay, so that is a different look for it, right? So I'm going to put that one there. So we have got just our Shaded Spruce. There is our multicolored look, okay, with all the different colors. I mean, I could have definitely used different shades of green. I could have used a mossy meadow, I think would look beautiful too. But I wanted to see what those trees look like in the blue, and I really, really like that because I love greens and blues. Okay, so there's 2. We're going to switch it up for this last one. Okay, so again, I'm going to give it a little wipe it down. Now, I have to laugh because sometimes you just do. You have to laugh, right? It's good for you. But this, I used to have, of course, tons of baby wipes around the house back in the day. And I even kept them in there for actually in my craft room for different techniques, because you can use them for all sorts of techniques. But this morning, as I thought I had some left, I didn't. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I don't have any baby wipes left in the house. So how am I going to do this next technique that I want to do? I'm just wiping off the stamp right now. And then I realized I may not have babies in the house anymore, but I got dogs. So this is actually pet wipes is what I'm using. I've moved from baby wipes onto pet wipes. That's how you know you're in a different part of your life, when it's the dog wipes that you're using rather than the actual baby wipes. Isn't that funny? Okay. but I will get some more baby wipes at some point. So I just want to get a lot of this color. Look at those gorgeous colors off of there. And I'm going to get a paper towel just because I want to take away some of that extra. Let's see. Because I think that those baby wipes, I'm just going to actually just pat it off a little bit. Those baby wipes or the pet wipes definitely have some other type of something in them because it's making it foam a little bit. That's okay. I just don't want any extra moisture on my pad here for this next inking that we're going to do, because it is going to look amazing. And we are going to bring this big, huge stamp into fall. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I've not heard of pet wipe. Thank you, Christine. Yes, I think he's in pretty great shape. So I think his recovery will go nice and easy for sure. First little bit will be hard, but yes, there is such thing as a pet wipe. I guess it's supposed to be for their paws, you know, to have them in your car if you need to wipe their paws and stuff when they've been out at the park. So that's what I've been using, but a little bit more foamy stuff in there. Okay, so let's now bring in fall, seeming that is what we have outside. As I'm looking outside in the backyard, I have got some beautiful leaves that are turning more yellows and a tinge of red. So for this one, we are going to make a fall forest. So I'm trying to multicolor it up to get a different look, to kind of take the evergreen look out of it. Okay, so I'm going to try and make it appear like it is not all evergreen forest here. So I'm going to take these are my re-inkers, and I'm going to take and I'm going to daub some different colors on here. Okay, so we're going to make a multicolored forest. I've got some pumpkin pie, and these of course are going to be all of the gorgeous colors of fall. So I'm just going to pounce using my, puppy wipes I've got going on here. I'm going to pounce some pumpkin pie onto the forest. Okay. All right. So if you were to have a smaller stamp and you wanted to make a multicolored leaf, what you would do is you would take a wipe like this, and you would add a whole bunch of colors of dots all over the wipe. Okay, and again, you could use all these same colors, but you would put them onto a wipe so that you would get multicolored, and it would all be like an ink pad, right? Because of the wipe, it would make it some moisture, and it would look like an actual ink pad. And then you would just stamp right into that. Well, it's a little bit harder, definitely, with a big stamp like this. So instead, I am pouncing the color onto the actual stamp rather than pressing a stamp into an ink pad. Okay, so I'm going to bring in, this is crushed curry, and we're going to see how this turns out. I mean, it could be an epic fail, as I just decided to try this out on a whim here with you. We all learn together, right? So it's okay to have epic fails in your craft room. That tends to happen sometimes. Am I right? But then sometimes you try something new and you're just like, oh my goodness, it looks amazing. So we're going to hopefully, we are going to, that's what we're going for, is the amazing, right? Because everybody deserves a little amazing stamp look. Okay. All right, I want to add one more little bit of color, and that is going to be with a little bit of cherry cobbler. Okay, now we're going to see how this stamps when I get it on here, because it's not going to cover the same as a big huge stamp. I'm just using a little bit of red because I don't want too much red in here, but I want just a hinge, just a tiny bit, because the cherry cobbler is definitely a more bold color. Okay. All right. It's looking very multicolored here. I don't want to pounce it around too much because I don't want it to look too muddy, okay? But I'm hoping that I am still going to get all of the beautiful colors on here, okay? All right. Are we ready? Now, I'll go on and I'll do a big wheel and I will do a live draw using the wheel. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have some multicolored colors hands. And let you know who the winner was from last week for the card package, my Fun Fold card kit for sharing and tagging a friend. I just want to add some moisture to this, so I'm going to just huff on it a little bit. So I'm adding the moisture of my breath onto there just to bring back the moisture in the ink. Okay, now I'm out of breath. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of crumb cake now because we're fall and I wanted that kind of more natural look. Okay, and again, now I'm going to cover it over and I'm going to do a little rub. Oh my goodness, I'm excited to see what this looks like. I hope it's not an epic fail, right? But if it is, we're going to learn from it. And we'll be able to do something fabulous, I'm sure, with it anyway. But we're going for a different look for this forest. We're going for a nice fall forest rather than evergreen. Okay, we're going to take the evergreen out of the forest with this one. What do you think? Think that's good? I think that's good. Okay, all right, here we go. One. I'm going to hold it there a minute longer just because this paper might take a little bit to transfer. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2. It's going to be a little lighter. I'm going to peek first. It is lighter, but it's beautiful. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Look at the multicolors in that gorgeous forest. Isn't that pretty? So, so pretty. I love it. So I would add, going forward, I'm going to frame this out and it's going to look amazing. It's going to look amazing. But I would maybe add, you want to make sure you have a little bit more moisture on there because then you're going to see the detail a little bit. But having said that, the pouncing and not having it as moist takes the look. I'm putting it up closer so you can still see a little bit of the tips of the trees, but it takes the look of the evergreen out of it. Don't you think? And I'm going to show you. This is going to look so cool when it's all done. I'm going to show you how I'm going to frame a couple of them in. And then I will finish up these cards in sometime today while Lance is resting. He's going to have his rest moments and I'm going to get creative and I'm going to finish them off. So here's our 3 different looks. Okay. So we have taken, this is just your basic stamp up the ink or ink up the stamp and then just go for it. Okay. This here, we blocked it off a little bit and you ended up with this multicolored look, which I think looks beautiful. This one I'm going to just frame in like normal. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when I take, this is how you can now add a little extra to your piece of paper to frame it in. So this one I'm going to frame, I think, just on white. And you guys will see, I'm going to add some red into it. I'm going to make it more of a Christmassy look for sure. This one here, I am going to frame it up probably with a white card base, but I'm going to take this piece of white cardstock that I use the deckled rectangle and I made it into a nice kind of rough edge frame. I'm going to place that over top and look at how beautiful that looks all framed in. It just finishes it off. Okay, and we'll add, of course, some ribbons and a greeting, and that is going to look amazing, all framed in. And I'm going to pick a color, I don't know what yet, I might do shaded spruce, of a card base to frame that even a little bit more with a little touch of color, and that is going to look gorgeous. Okay, add some bling and we are going to have a beautiful card. Okay, now as for this one, because I knew it would look quite different, I thought, you know, I want to take, someone said vintage, right? It looks a little bit vintage because we did it on craft. And I was going for a little bit of a look like that. So I wanted to take a dark color. So this is, again, this same frame. I used the Mossy Meadow, and this is that distressed, oh, I can't remember what this one is. But it is one of our embossing folders out of the annual catalog. And you can see it's got distressed brick in here, and then just kind of some grungy, kind of like a broken down old brick wall, right? Is what the look it gives. So I'm going to frame that one in there. Exposed brick. Thank you. I knew it was something to do with the brick. It's exposed brick. There you go. Thank you, Christine. And I'm going to frame this one in. I'm going to add some color to it, like a lighter color for a greeting. And this is going to look gorgeous and quite vintagey when I add some natural twine and things. And we're going to bring out some of those colors. Okay, so those are 3 different ways in which you can ink up this this big huge stamp. Like I said, I'm going to try it also in a little bit of black and white and gray with a pop of red. I think would look beautiful for Christmas too. Or you could get in your craft, your white craft ink, and do it on maybe like a navy or a different color blue, and you would have the look of a snowy forest for winter time. Okay, so we kind of have spring, different colors. We've got, you know, just kind of, I don't know what you would call this, summer maybe, call this fall. And then if you want to go winter, you could use your craft white ink and you could do some snowy trees. I think would look beautiful. So give those a try. If you were to use your craft white ink, what I would suggest is to ink it onto, use the craft white, press it down and ink it onto a colored, I would suggest maybe, what have we got here? A Night of Navy, or you could do Misty or Balmy Blue. Then I would douse it with some clear powder just to bring that white out a little bit more. And then you could actually do a resist. I'm going to do that for a separate video because I think it would look amazing. Okay, so you'll see that one at some point. All right, so I hope that I inspired you to look at your big background stamps in a few different ways, from basic to multicolored to, of course, this really multicolored look. Using a baby wipe, you could even try it with, you know, your smaller leaves, right? Our gorgeous different leaves for fall. Make a little ink pad by using your wipes, whether they're pet or whether they're regular, right? And then just add dabs of all of your colors, let them all blend together, and then you go and you stamp your stamp directly on your own custom ink pad you've created and then on your paper, and that's how you'll get a beautiful multicolored stamped image for your smaller stamps. Okay, the larger ones you got to pounce it a little bit, but it looks great. All right, so let me just turn it over. There we go. All right, so I know today was a little bit shorter than what you're expecting on a Sunday, short but sweet, and I hope I have still inspired you to get creative with inks this time to step up your creations. You will be able to see these finished cards. I'll finish them off later on today, throughout the day, and you'll be able to see the results. And I think I am really looking forward to working with this one. And this is going to look beautiful too. Framing them in like that just looks finishes it off and makes it more into a cool little portrait. So you can see those later on today. I will post them here for you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your Sunday, wherever you may be, whatever time it may be. And thank you so much for joining me. And I am going to head off. I got someone to pick up. So, yeah, see you soon. I will be popping on this next week. If it is a little bit out of sync from my regular, it will be when I have moments, when Lance is resting up. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to post throughout the next 2 weeks while I'm home here with him. So, you know, you might want to just put those notifications on so that you can see when I go live, because they will be kind of at different moments of the day, but I don't want you guys to miss out on all of the great little ideas I want to share with you the next couple weeks. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I will let Lance know he's got lots of amazing healing vibes and thoughts heading his way. You guys are amazing, and I will see you soon. Okay, take care.